Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin. Coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours, moving the camera. And again today I'm going to share more from the Becoming Like God, the Kabbalah, and our ultimate destiny. Because I think this dude's fantastic, because not only did he writes this book, he spent 10 years making the first English translation of the Kabbalah out of Arabic, and I believe his father also went around sharing the whole thing, and so he's kind of a master, so to speak, and also wants this to get out into, everybody's hands by making this book really easy to understand and, accessible to all. And I'm super excited that whoever, left it at the thrift store was a sweet deal for me. But as I've said before, when you're seeking to reach the next level, always on your journey, the universe just provides ways for you to do that in your life, and ways that resonate with you. And there have been times where, sure, I picked up something that I thought, ooh, this is going to be it. And I started reading it, and it didn't really resonate with me. So then I just left it, or, returned it to the thrift store or bookstore or whatever, and, let it for somebody else to find, because we all have different paths and resonate in different ways with different things. And, it would be pretty boring if we all went the same way and everything worked the same for everybody. And, just today I was talking to some people about, intuitively eating, because I've struggled with, some different dietary issues, and, eating what I thought was healthy, and it just was not working out with my body. So my new thing, instead of seeking out these other diet plans that work for other people, a diet is just something you eat. It doesn't mean, we've gotten maybe a little bit off track of diet being like, oh, this is something I do to lose weight. And I just want a diet, which is food that I eat that will be cool with my body, and be okay with it. And, so I've gone into intuitive eating. So if you have any questions and you're interested in that, you can certainly message me. And in the bottom of the video, I usually have other ways that you can get a hold of me. So yeah, just a little bit off topic, but it never is it? So the chapter is The Heart of Misguided People is Almost. When we're in a maximum security prison, an escape plan is not an escapist reading. It is not just something to while away the time lying on our bunks. If it's a true escape plan, it will inflame our dreams of freedom and dominate our every waking moment. This is where a physical prison differs from the prison we call life. Because in the prison of life, chained to an ego, a human may be well and stumble upon an escape plan. Perhaps in the gray dungeon light, read of a path to eternal light. What will be his response? Most likely he'll pursue the escape plan for years, each day venturing out from his cell to gather more information, then returning each night to regale to the fellow prisoners what he had learned. He'll never actually leave the prison, but he'll comfort himself for years with the notion that he's truly on the road of escape. What chains human beings to the mediocrity of almost? Lack of clarity of our purpose in this world, and lack of clarity to the true scope and the power of the God formula that will keep us enslaved. Once becoming like God is clearly seen as the only goal, we cannot possibly be satisfied with simply sharing, meditating, praying, or doing good. Our goal is not to be good, it's to become like God. Rather than a hobby, the journey to become like God is nothing less than a wholehearted struggle conducted every second that we breathe. Our transformation to God is the only worthwhile goal in life. Nothing less than completion of the journey will do. But we inhibit a mentality where completeness doesn't exist, where a sea is passing, where 51% is a majority, where comfort is the goal. And as if you watched yesterday's video, comfort kills. So, this totally goes along with that, that the almost, because we're staying in this comfortable prison, and so almost, maybe one day. The illusion of the middle. Understanding the God formula shatters what I call the illusion of the middle. The illusion tells us that somewhere between all-out assault on the desire to receive for the self alone and the life of utter darkness, there's a pleasant garden of mediocrity, a peaceful place for us to watch TV, give to charity, think about spirituality, and build our 401k retirement funds. Shattering the illusion leads to the realization that there is no middle. We are either on the road to light or we're on the road to darkness. We're either becoming like God or we're committing suicide. There is no other position. We may reject this as melodrama, and the opponent hopes that we do. But when we continue living in ego nature, obsessed with ourselves, when we purr at compliments and bristle when not paid the proper respect, when we fulfill selfish desires without regard to the pain of others, we're slowly committing suicide. We're opting for the desire to receive for the self alone. At a crossroads, we're choosing a sign marked pain, suffering, and death. On the other hand, when we crush the force of the ego, when we experience humiliation and thank the humiliation for the opportunity, when we share so that it hurts, especially if we're sharing what we have of the last thing, and we're stepping into immortality, we're becoming like God. And we either complete the journey or we're nowhere. The extraordinary lesson. Oh, I'm going to skip that part. These are the truths that can set us free. The problem with these truths, as with all truths, is that it's not enough simply to read them. It's not enough to simply understand them. We need to own them. What we need to do is make a God formula a part of ourselves, to let it enter into our DNA and change our basic coding. As King Solomon said, the heart of misguided people is almost. All right, decided to pause it for a child encounter.
I'm already outside. Here's the mail. One's
Thank
on
you.
The floor, one's on
Came
the
back. So yes, as King Solomon said, the heart of misguided people is the almost. So the thing that we need to strive for, if we are seeking true transformation, is to become like God at all costs of our, at all costs of our egos. And to, in every moment, seek our hearts and not allow the ego to sway your mind and to change your mind into, something that is, that you could possibly be helping other people with. Is this ultimately sharing at all times, and like he talks about sharing when it hurts, like it's like somebody sees, like a simple example would be like you're writing a note and somebody's like, oh wow, that's a really beautiful pen, and you're like, oh, here, there you go. And you can just keep, using that at any level for anything to just, give like that, and to, to strive to always give like that. And to, he basically talks about, realizing that, that the this ego nature wants to always keep you in this comfortable zone, keep you at the almost. It's like there's a ladder goes up 10 stairs and you go up 9 and you're like, oh, I'm almost there. It's like, this is good enough. And you miss the beauty of that taking that, the 10th rung on the ladder, because you were comfortable, you were okay with 9. And that's okay, but if you want greatness, if you want transformation, then you need to strive for that. And, there's a part in here where he talks about, like meditation and giving and praying. And like, if these things aren't leading you to become more of the divine expression that you are, then they're useless. It's not, to become more spiritual. It's to become. Am I like God yet? Am I like the divine expression I came here to be? Am I like my true self? Am I like the universe? Am I the creator? Am I the magnificent being that I am? I am that. I am. I am that. I am. When we go through in that nature, that will bring us to that place where we can look at everything in our existence and say, I am that. I am. And it brings about this beautiful feeling of love and peace, and knowing that you can reach and attain these goals and desires that you have to be the divine that you came here to be. I am that. I am. It is claiming ownership of everything that you've done, everything that you will do, through all space and time, in all dimensions. Eternity. I am that. I am. So I love you all and remind you that you are eternally adored and loved at every moment of your journey. The past, the present, the future. Here on this, whatever you want to call it, earth plane, realm, we have time. But really, time doesn't exist. It's the universe just having fun. But know that in time, in every moment, you are loved and adored for just you. So have a great day. And I will be back tomorrow. So, love y'all. Bye.